especially Addis Ababa, the altitude is very high. So if in case you start feeling like, you know, you're getting tired very fast, just know it's the altitude that could be affecting your body, or you are adjusting towards it. And me and my sister came up with a procedure to cure this, and this what our procedure to cure this was. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For those who are new, my name is Queen Desta, and today I refuse to gatekeep, and I am here to share with you 10 things that you should know before coming to Ethiopia, majorly on your preparation of coming to Ethiopia. I feel like I have influenced many people to come to Ethiopia, or at least many people have told me they come to Ethiopia after watching my videos, and I thought I should create another one to let you know on some things that you should know before coming to Ethiopia in 2024. Now, I'm currently seated in one of beautiful accommodation that I highly recommend. It's called Mad Velvet Hostel. It's a backpackers, but it also has like a place for single beds if that's what you look for. And I thought, in the spirit of us sharing, I've done a whole entire video showing you this place, so you can check it out in the description box down below, as well as I am going to put a link of if you want to book this accommodation in the comment section down below. So I'm gonna be I have 10 points, and I have not put them in any form of importance, but all of them are important as you're looking to visit Ethiopia. And instead of us saying 1, 2, 3 all the way to 10, we're gonna be naming them based on the number of rooms that are in this house, because the rooms in this hostel has been named based on cities in Ethiopia. So we're gonna name with that, starting with Gondar. Language is of importance if you're coming to Ethiopia. Now, most Ethiopians, not most, let's say Ethiopians' main official language is Amharic, and it is written differently and it is spoken differently. Basically, majority of people, there's only, I'd say, 2 countries that speak Amharic, Eritrea and Ethiopia. And I'm not even sure Eritrea fully speaks Amharic, but anyway, we'll get to know that when we go to Eritrea. The thing is, Ethiopians speak Amharic, that's their formal or official language. You will find a few people here and there speaking English. On the same note, it is important that you learn a few Amharic words to help you take around. And I've also done a whole video that shows you a few basic Amharic words, because if I start giving you examples, there are gonna be so many, so I'm gonna link it in the description box as well. But some of the basic words is learn how to say thank you, which is amasagnalo. Learn how to say, you know, like bill, hisab, something like this, like just basic things that you need to know to survive in order for you to be able to order food, to be able to order water, you know, like be able to say like food, megeb, be able to say something like water, uha. There's different Amharic words. Just familiarize yourself with the basic Amharic word, and this video is gonna help you in knowing, like for example saying do you have, it's something like ale, so it could be a specific food, let's say pasta ale, and then they'll tell you if they do have or not. Anyway, those are basic things when it comes to the language, and that brings me to the next city, money. Now, Ethiopia currency operates under birr. It's so the part of money is knowing about the conversion rate. Now, as of 2024, okay, before there used to be a whole conversation about black market, where if you went to the black market, you'd be able to exchange your dollars into a higher exchange rate, which was actually, black market is an illegal system, I should also put that there. But in the bank, you'll find like a different rate. As of 2024, 1 USD is equivalent to 125 birr. It keeps changing, so it's important for you to keep checking. Also, have an idea of how much in your currency. My easiest way to do my math is in my currency, how many times do I multiply to the birr? For example, Kenya shillings. So sometime back when the birr was strong, I would multiply twice to my Kenya shillings. But now that the birr is equivalent to the Kenya shillings, then I know it's the same amount of money. But I don't know by the time you're visiting, if it's still 2024, then that makes it easy, and it even makes it easier on the dollar conversation. Just see how many times you need to multiply, so you can understand even as you go buying things. is the price hiked, is the price high, is it okay? So you can regulate how much you're spending, or how much you are being charged for specific things, you know, things like this. Also, there are some places that they will not allow you to make your payments as a foreigner in birr, and you have to make your payments in your card or in dollars. And some of these places is when you're paying a flight ticket, sometimes some hotels require that you pay in dollars, and this is because of the fluctuations that the birr has. Yeah, so those are the basics that you need to know about money. Point lalibela, let's call it. So it's time and year. Now, if you've been watching my videos, you already know that recently, I think 2 weeks ago, we celebrated a new year here in Ethiopia. We are currently in 2017. It's September. So Ethiopians celebrate their new year in September, and we are 7 years and a few months behind compared to the Gregorian calendar, and therefore it's perfect. If you're coming to Ethiopia, be sure to grow younger. You know, like subtract 7 years from your original age. And also the issue to do with time, which is more serious, because the year is not much difference. So you just need to confirm. They operate with both. They write the Ethiopian year, and they also write the normal, like the other calendar year. So in some places you just need to clarify what year they have written, but that does not have much effect compared to flying. Now, why did I even say flying compared to time? I said flying because I know someone who missed their bus, and also someone who missed their flight just because they understood time differently, because Ethiopian time is said differently. Now, in Ethiopia, there's 2 times. The first time is the English time, and the other one is, you can call it the Ethiopian time. So how Ethiopians count their hours based on the morning when the sun comes out. So from 1, they count it all the way down. So like right now, currently, it is 1:50 according to the international time, but according to Ethiopians it's going to be 7:50. So it's important for you to clarify, if you've booked something that has a specific time, is it Ethiopian time, or is it, you know, like the normal time that you're used to? So that's important for you to clarify so you don't miss things. And if you're going on a date, I've had this one so often where people have agreed with someone, they're going on a date and stuff like this, and they keep the other person waiting just because they did not know that's gonna happen. I also was affected by this whole issue to do with time. I had an appointment with someone, and apparently we disagreed on what time it is, and I'm just here to tell you, make sure you clarify what time are we talking about. Then let's go to Hawassa, which is food. Food is Ethiopians' main food is injera, which is very tasty according to me, and because I have adapted to it and I love it. But according to many foreigners, they describe it to be sour, and I encourage you to try. But don't try injera alone. Try injera with like the many sauces that they have to offer. So when you go to an Ethiopian experience, like if you want to experience Ethiopian food for the first time, be sure to combine the injera with sauces. If you combine it with sauces, you're gonna love it. If you eat it alone, you're just gonna be like, it's sour and not necessarily aligning to your taste buds. So apart from that, if you try injera and you feel like it's not your cup of tea, or you don't want it, or you want a break from it, I am going to recommend other foods that are quote-unquote international that you will enjoy other than Ethiopian food. But for sure, give Ethiopian food a trial and challenge your taste buds as well. I know there's always a 50-50 thing, like 50% of people that really love Ethiopian food, and then 50% of people that do not like Ethiopian food. So other recommendations of food that you can try, there's burgers, there's pizza, and pasta and meat. These are the most common ones that I have seen that you can easily find in any hotel. Let me also give you an example. Like in this backpackers that I'm staying, or this hostel that I'm staying in, there is a restaurant. So in that restaurant, there's like specialities of every day, and they also serve like Ethiopian food. But if that is not served, they can give you options of now what we talked about, like different other foods that are not Ethiopian, just maybe because you're not used to eating injera every day. And when I tell you Ethiopians eat injera, I mean, they eat injera for breakfast, for lunch, for dinner, and even sometimes maybe snack. Do they? Maybe not. That's a little bit exaggerated, but yeah. So the thing is, try Ethiopian food. You will love it. It's such a cuisine, it's such an experience. And what is traveling without trying foods in those countries? Because also food has a lot to do with their cultures. And on that note, guys, I do create travel guides, and I have a special travel guide with more details and more breakdowns and even things that you can do here in Ethiopia. All you need to do is drop me an email. My email is in the description box down below, and you will be with a well-detailed, documented travel guide. I have stayed here for a long time, so believe me, I know what to do up and about. Anyway, let's go to another town. Let's say Harar. Now, in terms of location, Google Map is actually a true lifesaver here in Ethiopia. Does it work? Yes, it does. Do you have the signals? Yes, you do. And it's interesting that not so many Ethiopians prefer to use the Google Map. They'll prefer being like, okay, do you know this location and then the other location, and then can you go there? Do you know that building kind of way of explaining? But with that, you can pick up a word. Like if, for example, they say, let's say the most common place, Edna Mall. If they say Edna Mall, then you can search on or Century Mall, any other place. Then you can be able to search on Google Map and you can find all these places. Yes, so places are well located on Google Map, but I also would recommend a few places that I think is perfect for you to stay if you're looking to come to visit Ethiopia. And I would say Bole area is actually a very good area to stay. And here where I am staying is very close to Bole area. It's in Higher Arat, not far from Bole, and you can easily access it, you know, and at an affordable rate. Don't tell me I did. Don't say I didn't tell you. It's a steal. Anyway, there's other places that you can get and you be comfortable. Avoid places that maybe you've been told are not very safe. And yeah, if you check my travel guide, it has all those exclusive details. Well, then we cannot fail to talk about the weather. Now, listen to me. Ethiopia has different. Okay, in this case, I'm just going to talk about Addis Ababa, because different cities have different weather. And if you're going to different places, I can definitely give you a breakdown or knowledge about those places, no problem. But let's talk about Addis Ababa. When it comes to weather, there's different seasons that have different seasons. Different types of the months that have different seasons. So currently, now that it's September, the rainy season just ended, and what that means, then now we are having some sun, very beautiful sun that I'm loving and I'm enjoying. And this room that I'm in also has like perfect windows that show me the whole view of the sun and just how bright the world out there is. And it gets cold at night. That's what I wanted to tell you. It gets cold at night. Whether it's the rainy season, whether for me, it gets colder than Nairobi, colder than Kenya. It gets cold at night in Addis Ababa. So be sure to carry your extra jacket. Be sure to at least have one warm thing. Also, on the same note, I have to say there's always an Ethiopia is very high. So especially Addis Ababa, the altitude is very high. So if in case you start feeling like, you know, you're getting tired very fast, just know it's the altitude that could be affecting your body, or you are adjusting towards it. And me and my sister came up with a procedure to cure this. And this what our procedure to cure this was: drink a lot of Ethiopian juices. There's a lot of there's juices everywhere, like literally very fresh juice. This juice, they give you so much, they refresh you basically. So this is my hack. This is like my in-house hack on how to solve and make yourself not be affected by the altitude. I don't know how the two are related, but it has worked and I'm happy. Transportation. So there's different kind of buses that can take you from one place to another that are very, very cheap, but I do not necessarily recommend, especially if you're a tourist. You can give it a trial, like for one time and the other. The reason I don't recommend is, one, it gets overcrowded, two, your gadgets can be stolen, and three, you know, like you don't know where you're going. So basically that's one of the reasons I wouldn't recommend for someone who's visiting, especially for the first time. But for sure, give it a trial, but make sure you have your gadgets well protected. Then the second way of moving around, especially Addis Ababa, there's a train that can move you from one place to another. The train as well, just make sure you're taking care of your gadgets. You're gonna be safe. Personally, as a person, you're gonna be safe, just that you need to make sure that if your phone is in the pocket, make sure that it cannot be removed. Like, there's no way someone can pull it up. Yeah, because when you get inside the train, you have to use your hands to hold yourself to be secure. So in that process, then someone could pick one of your, or something from your pocket. You know, that's the reason why I'm saying, like, just make sure your things are they are safe. Because when you're standing on the train, it will get more chaotic than you would have imagined. And not to mean that Ethiopia is not safe, but I'm just saying as a precaution for you as you visit. Then definitely there is taxis. There's a blue taxi that is mostly like the old version of a taxi. I've not used that mostly because I don't want to get into the negotiation of how much we are paying or where we are going and stuff like this. So I would highly recommend you either use a ride or you use Paras. Those are applications that you can download and order, and they'll pick you from places to places, and according to me they are very affordable. Like, from my country, I barely pay for like a taxi anything below $2, but here you find I'm paying like sometimes well, in my country it's even hard to pay like $3, anything below $3. Here mostly I'm paying $2, like 200 birr, because also from my location it's not far to where to go to explore the things that you want to explore in Addis Ababa. So basically, in terms of transportation, even on those two applications, I really was a big lover of Faras because, first of all, it's owned by an Ethiopian, if I'm not wrong. But Ride has proved to me that it has more English speakers. So for anyone visiting, I would recommend you use Ride because there's a lot of English speakers. Because sometimes people will stop picking you because you don't speak Amharic, or they prefer to take Ethiopians, stuff like this. You'll see that aspect when you visit. But Ride, I have not had some of those challenges. Also on the applications, there's applications to order food. I know this is not about food, but there's also applications to order food to your destination and stuff like this. All this also is found even on the application Ride, and I wish Ride had paid me, but apparently no. And none of these things I'm sharing have been paid by anyone. I'm only just here to make your trip to Ethiopia a successful one and an easy one, because also those are things that I wish I knew before I came to Ethiopia. Nightlife, you know, like, it's good to see how does the night situation look like here in Addis Ababa or here in Ethiopia. There's many places that one can visit, and one on my to-do list that anyone should do is Fendika. You'll enjoy some combination of jazz and some Ethiopian vibe. And second has to be Abyssinia, and I know I'm putting these ones out there because they are more promoting the culture part of the Ethiopian life, and that you will not find in any other country. You know, like, quote-unquote clubbing or dancing to any other form of music, you can find it in any other country, but the difference is these two, I find, has an incorporation in the culture. There's also other places that Ethiopians go and they are doing like Ethiopian singing, like someone just doing the singing, not the artist, not the owner, not the original composer of the song, but like just Ethiopian singing to Ethiopian music, that I find that to be very cool. Also, there's definitely now the out that people could be talking about when you're talking about nightlife, that is there for you to explore. And on that note, I would only come here to share with you one, I'd say, way that I've seen many foreigners being scammed, and I don't want you to be scammed just because you are a subscriber to my channel. Have you subscribed? Please subscribe. You cannot just be getting all this information for free, and you cannot even commit to subscribing to this channel. Anyway, so a way that many foreigners have seen them being scammed is when you meet people out there and then they are like, okay, come, let me show you, I know a more lit place, a more entertaining place, I'm gonna take you. Then they take you and they show you, and then they are like, okay, I can bring in some girls, no problem. Some girls come and they join, and then they ask, okay, so do you bring you a drink? And then they bring a drink. So you're assuming this bottle of like maybe wine is not anything more than like, let's say $10. And then after you've had a good time, you maybe not even a good time, it's time for you to leave, or maybe you start feeling uncomfortable, whatever. And then now you're like, okay, give me the bill, and they bring you the bill, and apparently because you didn't know, the bill comes with something like, I've had crazy amount of money. I've had some people being charged like $500 for that bottle and stuff like this. So you end up being scammed. Anyway, but I only put it there so you can be aware. Not to mean that it's gonna happen to you. It has not happened to me. I'm only just putting it there because you are planning to come to Ethiopia. That will be very, very good information for you, so that if in case someone comes to you and is like, hey, can I show you where? And then now you already know the hack, right? You're smart. You watched a YouTube video. Very kudos of you. Now, Ethiopia means of communication. Now, you know, you're gonna meet some Ethiopians as you go on with your everyday to-day life. And one thing that is very common, or you will realize here, Ethiopians use Telegram a lot. This is even before like Kenya started using Telegram. So people barely use WhatsApp. Their main form of messenger is Telegram, and TikTok too. People watch a lot of TikTok as well, but Telegram is the main form of, okay, so do you have Telegram? That will be a very common one. So you can consider to download Telegram and sign up, and just, you know, like, so you can stay connected in case you want to share photos or videos with people that you have met here in Ethiopia. And that brings me to the last point, or at least on this guide or these travel tips that I was bringing you today. It has to be Wi-Fi. Now, Wi-Fi in Ethiopia is now not a problem. Before it used to be a problem, but now we don't have that problem anymore, and I am very, very happy. I'm living happily. But I found a hack on not depending on Wi-Fi's. So when you go to some places, they will ask you, you can ask for the Wi-Fi password, and they'll ask you to, some places ask you to pay some money for you to be able to get the password. It's more like a redeem kind of situation. But in a hotel like this one, Wi-Fi is free and you can enjoy fully, unlimitedly. But when you're going out, I would highly recommend for you to make sure you have a SIM card. If you have a SIM card, there is a way that you can buy unlimited data, mobile data, that you can hotspot to your gadgets, to your laptop, to your extra phones, you know, and you can be able to do the things that you need to do. And also you stay connected even when you're outside your hotel. So my preferred choice has to be Ethio Telecom, and you just dial *999# and you're good to go. There's unlimited weekly, there's unlimited monthly. This is a part that I even wish my own country would do better, by making sure we have unlimited data for like a week or months. Anyway, I find this to be very interesting, and as of today, actually it's very, very affordable. For 1 week unlimited data, you pay 315 birr. That's close to like $3, something like this, for 1 week, and you have unlimited data. So then you're good to go. Well, I hope these tips were helpful to you. I hope you enjoyed. If you want more tips, feel free to reach out. As I said, in the description box, I have left an email that you can write me an email, and I'll be happy to share with you a whole compilation of my travel guide here in Ethiopia, as well as itineraries and things that you can do if you're looking for a place to stay and you're not sure where you want to stay, and you also want to save on some money, you also want to meet some people, some travelers, and you can explore this country together. Mad Velvet Hostel is a place I recommend. It's also in Nairobi. You can check that out. And for now, I want to say, always remember to create time for that which ignites your soul. Until next time, bye. I'm going on a date. That will be on my next video, so check that out. Okay, let's go.